Today I'm going to show you exactly how I manage my time using the Trident calendar system. The biggest thing that changed my productivity wasn't working harder. It was just learning how to control my time. I mean, I know that sounds overly simplified, but just stay with me. I used to feel busy all day, but actually always feel behind and get nothing done. My schedule was messy, my focus was just scattered, and every day felt dreadful instead of exciting. There was always so much mental friction in my mind towards the tasks that I had to do. There was always that one task, that two tasks that I was just avoiding mentally, and I was just wasting time. But once I built a system that told me exactly what to focus on and when, my life changed. My days became structured, distractions became easier to ignore, and progress became predictable. And when that happens, life gets a lot better. And stay tuned till the end because I'm going to be sharing my most gate-kept time management secrets throughout the video. So take out your notebook, take some notes, and let's get right into it. Part number 1, the invisible drain. This is feeling busy all day without making any progress. This is the common productivity trap. Going from switching tabs, checking random things, checking and responding to emails, and doing everything that is not the thing that you should be doing. We've all been culprit to the times where you just have all these tasks that you have to do, but you just hours go by and you do anything except the task in front of you. You see, I used to burn out from just doing too much, and the problem was I wasn't even doing too much of the right things. I was doing too much of the wrong things, and because of that, I didn't even see the results I wanted to see. So the result was I got burnt out. Because number one, I was overworking myself. I was working way too much on the wrong things, the things that don't move the needle, and I was just stuck with the same progress, the same success, the same achievements. And that made me feel really bad. It made me feel stuck. So I had to take a big step back with everything that I'm doing to really assess and analyze what is important and what is not important. Which one of my tasks are nice to haves and which one of my tasks are must haves. Now that's the key difference to manage your time effectively so you can work less, achieve more, rebuild your discipline and identity, to get in better shape, to make more money, to fix your life, to build a life you don't need to escape from. That is exactly the process I take my clients through from A to Z. Now, unstructured time destroys your focus and energy. This is a key point to understand. Unstructured time. What does unstructured time really mean? It means time without proper definite purpose. A time block could be a 1-hour period from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. If you don't have tangible outcomes and objectives for this 1-hour block, then you will have distracted focus. You won't be able to focus and get real things done because you have no objective, and your mind doesn't know where to concentrate its forces. That is why unstructured time has to be removed and eliminated. Unstructured time invites procrastination. If you don't clearly know what you are doing or what your next steps are, then you're always going to get distracted. And this makes you actually spend more time and energy doing the same things. So it is about inviting systems and structures with the Trident calendar system that I'm about to show you. But before you're able to use the Trident calendar system, you need to understand the fundamentals, which are exactly what I'm taking you through. The same way that discipline is the foundation and fundament to success. That you can't reach sustainable success without having discipline, consistency, and the mindset to win. Same thing here, you need these principles to understand the foundation of time management. Now let me tell you about decision fatigue. Decision fatigue is constantly figuring out what you have to do next. You see, when you're always thinking about what your next step is, what you have to do next, this drains your mental energy. And you have limited awareness and limited attentional space, which means that the attention, like your ability to focus on something, it is not infinite. It is limited. And the mistake that most people make is they actually spend their limited energy on things that are low value. They waste their brain space and their brain power on random tasks, admin tasks, things that just don't move the needle. So before I take you into the real systems and sauce, I want to show you something. This is called Plan Tomorrow Today. I've been doing this with full dedication for the last month and a half, and it has changed my productivity. It has changed my focus. This is something I used to do, on and off, sometimes every other day, but I've been doing it every single day without fail. So what I do here is I just write a heading tomorrow, and I always keep my notebook like this face up on my desk in front of me so that the whole day I can see exactly what's written on it. The biggest problem with setting goals and setting tasks is that you just write tasks in a notebook like this, you close it and then you put it somewhere else and you forget about it. But the key thing is here, you need visual triggers, right? I have this open in front of me so I can always see. Now every single night before I go to bed, or maybe a couple hours before I go to bed, that depends, I will write down tomorrow with the date of tomorrow, and I'll write down all the tasks I need to do to call tomorrow a successful day. Now, in order to have a successful life, you need to have successful years. To have successful years, you need to have successful months. And to have those months, you need to have successful weeks, and then days, and then It actually starts with the morning. It always starts with the morning. A successful anything comes from just winning the morning, and then you can win the day and then the week and then the month and the year. But to win the morning, you need to be prepared in advance. The moment you wake up, you need to know exactly what you have to execute. And actually, to win the morning, you actually have to win the night before. And that's where planning tomorrow today comes in. It's just such an easy hack. It's such an effective hack. But the difference between you like listening and thinking this is cool and not actually implementing it into your life, or you actually implementing this into your life starting today, that's up to you. If you're serious about change, then you're going to do that. You're not just going to watch this video for entertainment, to feel good, for the illusion of productivity, but you're going to watch this to implement these systems into your life. So you need data in your life to be able to make calculated decisions moving forward. And the way you do that is planning tomorrow today, auditing your life. Now you can do this for a week, you can do this for a month, that's up to you. Now I've invested thousands of dollars into coaches and mentorships myself, and those are some of the best investments that I've ever made. I've had the absolute biggest returns with my mindset, with myself, with my confidence, with the person behind everything. Part number 2, the Trident framework. The Trident framework is composed of 3 components: C, M, and R. It's CMR. Basically, C stands for creation, M stands for maintenance time, and R stands for recovery time. So let's start with creation time. This is all about protected time slots. Your energy is valuable, you need to protect it. And that is why having 1 to 3 high focus blocks every single day is so important. This is where you have no input allowed, no messages, no admin tasks, no switching tabs, no videos, no inputs, just you and the work in front of you. A lot of people get distracted by just switching tasks way too much, opening and checking their phone while they're working. And every time you switch your focus from whatever you're doing to something else, you are training yourself to be distracted. And obviously, the more you train something, the better you get. Now, a lot of us have actually been training distraction for such a long time. And that's why it feels so hard to focus, to manage your time, and to be effective and productive. So the whole point of creation time is this: 1 to 3 high output focus blocks, and every single block has one single objective, one project, one outcome, no multitasking, nothing like that. And this is a very important part of creation time. It is defined before the day starts, before the day even starts, not at the moment itself. The moment you decide things spontaneously, whatever you're going to work and your tasks, you're already setting yourself up to fail. Now let's talk about the second part of the equation, maintenance time. This is essentially a life operations block. So this is where all of the batch shallow tasks go. So like admin tasks, messages, running errands as well. And this is so important to constrict this maintenance time. Maintenance time is where you do all of the low leverage tasks. There are 20% of the tasks that actually produce 80% of the results. And there are 80% of the tasks that produce 20% of the results. Now there are a couple of tasks for you that if you remove them, your income will decline, your business will decline, and you just won't see the results. Those are the top needle moving tasks that you can't live without. But also there are many tasks that fall right in the middle. They're not useless, but they're also not very important. And these are tasks that always tend to just take up more time than they need. These are tasks that you end up spending 3 hours on, and these are tasks that should just be done in a time window. Set yourself 30 minutes every day and do everything that is admin work, messages, errands, responding to comments, doing like things that are low leveraged. You don't want this stuff to leak into your deep work, so you need to hard cap it. You need to set a fixed time. This is your maintenance time. Now, number 3 is recovery time. This is your reset block. So this is a break, and it's not a screen break. It's an actual break from the work that you're doing. You want to actually recover your focus so you can get back into the game and focus again. This is scheduled recovery. This is not accidental downtime. What I do every night is after 8 p.m., I shut off. I don't do any work after 8 p.m. because I know that if I were truly productive from the start of the day, I wouldn't need to work past 6, 7 p.m. But that's the thing. Most people are not very productive throughout the day. They get distracted. So then when it comes nighttime, they feel the need to overwork and compensate for what they missed out. For 7, 8, 9 hours throughout the day when they have to be getting real work done, they're scrolling, they're talking to somebody, they're here, they're there, they go run errands, they do everything except the work. And then it's like 9 p.m. and all of a sudden they get this big drive and motivation to start working productively. So then they sleep late and then they wake up late and then they're already at a disadvantage. That's why you need scheduled recovery time. For me, I constrict all my time where I work, and then at 6 p.m. I don't work after 6 p.m. Even though I'm not a 9 to 5er, I still give myself that time between 9 to 5 to actually get most of the work done. So in the recovery time, you want to include physical recovery. This is sleep, this is walking, this is deep breath work, training, exercise, going for runs, doing lymphatic hops. And this is where you truly rest and rewind. And remember that rest is not just rest, it's an actual input. Because if you skip out on rest, it's the same as skipping out on work. This leads to burnout. So basically you have 3 components. This is how I manage my time. Number 1 is creation time. This is where all the deep work, all the number 1 highest effective, high priority tasks get done. And then number 2 is maintenance time, which is just all the time constricted for just the tasks that are not very important. The tasks that you kind of have to do, but they don't really move the needle, you just give yourself a 30-minute window and a 1-hour window maximum to finish everything. The rest of the day is creation time, and then at 6 p.m. you're gonna have recovery time. And when you combine these 3 components, you manage your time so effectively that you just get so much done. You finish your deep work, but then you also recover, so you're still able to continue and be consistent. And then you also have the maintenance time. So I see that most of you that watch these videos are actually not subscribed. So subscribe below, and I'm gonna continue posting these videos every single week. Part number 3, momentum architecture. This is a very important point to understand. Structure turns productivity from effort into habit. The default mode is that productivity, being productive, getting work done, being focused and everything, it takes effort to sit down and do the deep work. It takes effort to do all these things. But think about something like taking a shower or brushing your teeth or going for a walk. These are things that don't need any mental effort. They've become such strong habits that you just do them without even thinking about them. Now that is how you want your work and productivity to be. And the way to do that is with structure. Structure is everything. Systems are gonna create your success. You see, I used to procrastinate. I used to scroll for 10 hours a day. I used to play video games all the time. I used to get distracted, have a task. I wanted to be successful, to make 10K a month, whatever. And I would just have the task in front of me and I would just scroll for hours. I would get distracted, pick up my phone 50 times in an important work task. I never got work done. I was so unproductive and I just couldn't focus, and I always had to be multitasking. I literally couldn't do a task without having TikTok or Instagram, my phone on my desk, just like playing some background noise. That is how fried my dopamine was. And I'm telling you, I'm not different than I used to be. I just have systems that are working for me and my environment that is working for me instead of against me. Previously, my environment was poorly designed to actually distract me more than I could focus, but now my environment helps me focus more than it helps me get distracted. This is called environment engineering. When you engineer your environment for success, very precisely, that is where your efforts and your work compound, and that is where you can build the discipline and your identity to be able to make more money, scale your income, have a better physique, and build your dream life. Every single desire that you have, every single achievement, desire, and success that you want to achieve, it is not going to come by itself. It is going to come by you building the discipline and building the identity, and then doing the work, and then achieving the result. And most people just want the fast shortcut. But the only shortcut is the long way. Remember that. You see, consistency beats intensity. Consistency beats motivation. You see, we all have random bursts of motivation where you just feel like doing the work and then you do it. And that's cool, but it's just not the way to go. If you tie your goals and your outcome to random bursts of motivation, then you're gonna have random fluctuating results. How can you expect a fixed output when your inputs are not even fixed? Say I need to work 5 hours every single day to scale my income to 15K, 20K, 30K a month, but I just don't have the discipline to work 5 hours every single day. One day I work 1 hour, one day I work 10 hours, and then another day I don't work at all. Another day I work 2 hours, and then I work 3, and then I work nothing and nothing and nothing. And it's just I have all these inconsistent inputs. How am I going to get the result? So you need to forget about motivation, forget about just like feeling like doing the work. You need to do it anyways. You need to build a discipline and start seeing yourself as the person who's already doing those things. Your actions are always in alignment with the way you subconsciously view yourself. If you have a subconscious image of yourself, your concept of yourself is that you are a productive person, that you are successful, that you are highly effective, then you will do those things. You will not procrastinate, you will not scroll, you will be productive because that's how you view yourself as. But most people actually have an identity that works against them. They can't see themselves as a person who is making 20K a month, and that's why they'll never get there. You have an identity thermostat. What this means is a person that sees themselves as a person who makes 10K a month, that is their fixed identity. So the moment they have a bad month, say they make 5K, they're gonna find themselves taking the action automatically to self-regulate and get up to their identity. But also if they have a very good month and they make maybe 15, 20K, their identity is gonna self-sabotage so they can self-regulate to get back to baseline. So if you wanna change your results, you need to first change your identity because you can't outwork your identity. Self-image is absolutely everything. So let's use momentum to make difficult tasks feel easier over time. You see, just the same way that a pendulum moves, as soon as it starts moving, it takes a lot of force to slow it down. When you have momentum, it is gonna be hard to procrastinate to scroll because you're already going with the flow. The hardest thing is getting momentum, but once you have momentum, that's where things get easier. The hardest part is always the first part. It's always getting it to move the first time. And after that, it just takes minimal force to keep running, to keep just like getting the ball rolling. And it's the same way with life. It is the same way with entrepreneurship and business. At the start, you don't see results. And because you don't see results, it's so hard to continue doing the tasks because they're not validating you. But as soon as you start seeing the first initial results, and then you see some more results, the more results you see, the more motivated you get, the more drive you have. And that is momentum being built. Once you start seeing results, you become obsessed. Same thing with exercise. You start exercising, So you get bigger and get stronger, and your physique starts to improve. And that makes you feel even better about exercising, so you exercise more. That makes you look better, and you have the identity even more. And then you exercise more, so you look better. And it's a cycle. It's a positive upward spiral. And that turns long-term goals into automatic daily progress. I mean, a long-term goal is also very confusing. Like, what does that even mean? But this long-term goal is nothing but just daily steps of action that you take consistently that eventually build up to the result. If your long-term goal is being a 50K a month entrepreneur, meaning you have a business that makes that amount of revenue, then the way you get there is by finding what are the most needle-moving activities in your business and creating a system and a structure to do those things every single day consistently. And I have a community that helps you work with these systems that you need to be able to effectively execute to get the result, to achieve time freedom and location freedom. Now, if you do things the same way you always have, you will get the exact same result. So if you want help applying your time in a more structured and efficient way, then there is a link in the description below where we break it down further. But it is not for everybody. Only if you are serious about building your discipline and your identity to be able to be more consistent, achieve your goals, and get to where you want to be. Remember, a bad workout always beats a skipped one. Take care, and you got this.